everyone. I think it's been almost a year since I've posted a video, and it's not to say that I haven't thought about it often. Um, I just turned 50 this year, so not long ago, and there's a lot of things that start to come into realization as we age. And there's a lot of cliche things that I could say, or that other people will say, that age is just a number, and la la la. This is not what this video is about. This is not my message today. My message today is really based off just some learnings over the past year, and the realization that, I guess there's a quote that I'll share that'll kind of wrap it all up in a nice little bow for you. So it's by Rumi, and it says, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." And that's kind of been sort of the awareness that has been kind of popping up, and that has been present, I guess, on and off, because as human beings, we are flawed in the sense that, we are influenced we're influenced with everything that we consume. So social media is the big piece. People are very opinionated, have thoughts and ideas that they push on others, and there's perspectives, and it's such a deep and it's such a deep layered onion that starts to unravel as we age. And for me, the past year has really been about unraveling that onion and stripping down all of the noise and the things that get in the way of just this moment. Each of us is living a life, playing this game called life, and there's not two people that can share stories that will coincide, or there's no story that will be the same in this game called life that each of us is participating in. I had a really great discussion, so many great discussions, and the one that really sort of sticks is that we wake up every day, and that's a moment of awareness that, oh, I'm awake, it's a new day, I'm here. Where's here? And the day unravels and unfolds after that realization. But a lot of people spend their lives asleep. And I don't mean that in the, I mean that more like as a figure of speech. Everybody has a story to tell, and everybody's story is their story. And there are so many outlets that each of us can get brought into, so many other people can bring us into their stories. And then what happens is we get stuck, and then we start to feel off kilter or unbalanced, or there's so many other words I can use, and really, what's a word anyway, right? It's something else that's going to be perceived by the observer. But you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop, the entire ocean in a drop. So all of that to say that each of us is living an experience in this life. There is a beginning and an end, but there isn't. I don't know if that paradox makes any sense, but everybody gets to choose how they play this game in life or how they live their lives. You know, you can look at it as a big act, a big drama, a big play on stage, you know, and all the other things that, all the props are all the things that we think are important to us or that we are working towards in our lives. You know, the material stuff, right? So the big house, the brand new furniture, you know, it's got to look a certain way, all the props and things we add to the house, you know, the car, the family, the kids, what the kids do, all the things we need to share with everybody about the life to kind of explain and support the fact that we're living this grandiose life in this play that, you know, like, do you get it? Do you get where I'm going with this? Is, you know, I guess I could double it down and just say, you know, so many people want to keep up with the Joneses, you know, and there's all this comparison to everybody else. But why? Like, what is the purpose of that? Because that just breaks down what you've already accomplished and the things that you've worked on and the stuff that you've deemed important. So social media as a general rule, and like I'm posting on YouTube right now, right? I get that, but we all don't have the same message. And some of us have actually something that we want to share that is kind of life-changing. And it's really becomes a lot of noise, you know, picking through all of the things that are actually going to impact you in the long run or impact your life experience, so to speak. And my message, my last little bit of my message to you is sometimes you got to take a step back and ask yourself, who am I? Or who was I before everybody told me what I needed to be or how I needed to do it or what qualified as meaningful in this life? Because your life is what you want it to be. All the voices, all the opinions, all the people, doesn't matter. It's really just noise and it's just a distraction. So figure out what brings joy, peace, and love into your life and follow that, because you can't have one without the other. You know, there's going to be grief, pain, and sorrow as well. We can't always have all the good without the bad. And then, you know, we start labeling things, all right? Like, so what's good and what's bad? And it's going to be different for everybody. But the high vibrational feelings, emotions, you're always going to have joy and you're always going to have pain. Okay? You're always going to have love and you're going to have hurt. So make sure that you understand and you remind yourself, because we forget everything we learn. You know, we've learned so much. We're you know, students of life, right? But everything that we learn is forgotten until it's learned again. And when we learn it the second time, we most likely see it differently. So something for you to ponder today. And, you know, don't forget, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Put your, you know, walk that way, talk that way, because that's it. That is it. We were babies. If we strip all the other stuff down, we're just a baby. Until we learned, heard, started to believe what all the things that the others around us told us about what life was. But life isn't any of those things. You're here to discover life on your terms. Have a great day. And thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts on this whole experience with you today. Next time, guys.